Hello and welcome to GoldBoys Primetime. I'm Eli, that's Nick Larson, and the Ghostfish Paranormal Base Jerry himself. How we doing, boys?
Better than you, I hope.
Probably. A bunch of stuff going on. Whole lot of MLB games. We got the play-in tournament starting tonight, which is kind of exciting. I look at the games, it's like, it's kind of weird too. But we'll get to the NBA later on in the show. I wanted to start with MLB. First off, wanted to just kind of get your thoughts on. We've had a couple weeks. Nick, I know you've been around baseball your whole life, and at the pro level even. What are your thoughts on the rule changes so far? Whether it's the pitch clock, the pickoff rules, the bigger bases, any of it. And Jerry,
Love it.
too. But
Love it. I mean,
me too.
no one's here to watch 37 pickovers or guys stepping out. I mean, step out every at bat, take your batting gloves, readjust them, step back in, go to the rosin, step off the rubber again. Guy steps out on him again. I mean, I like the pace of it, and these games are quick.
They're going super fast.
Yeah, I mean, before it's like, man, these innings are 30 minutes. It's like I love the pace of it. I think the players kind of like it too. It's not as much just standing around, which it seemed to be becoming. So,
Yeah,
I mean, especially
it's
you've seen it with those Yankees Red Sox games. Those were
like
minimum
4 or 5 hour
4 hours,
games. Yeah.
minimum 4 hours. I think they should get a
But
pay decrease.
A what?
A pay decrease. They're working less time. You add that
That's a
up
good
every
point.
day. It adds up. I'm standing there paying $80 for my ticket with my hot dog in my hand that costs $20, and the game's over already. And these guys, I'm giving these guys hundreds of millions of dollars. Not my money, but
Hey,
you
that's
know what
a
I
pay
mean?
increase. I
They
saw.
don't have to work as much.
I saw today the Brewers are going to start offering beer until the eighth inning because the games. I was like, isn't that kind of backwards? Like you're supposed to leave time at the end for people to sober up before you drive, but the games are going faster and the inning. I love it, and I think the rule changes are awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
Jerry, speaking of ticket prices, I've been watching way too many Marlins games because I keep taking Luis Arias not to strike out. And they had a promo that they ran yesterday. I'll have you guess if maybe you've seen it. It is 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 2 popcorns. What's your guess on the price?
$40.
$44.
Pretty good. How high up do you sit?
They're desperate.
That's hard to beat right now, I think.
That's why if you watch Miami games, it is all opposing fans. That is and I'm a Dolphins fan, so I speak from experience. Watching every game, every team travels because first of all, Miami's beautiful. It's a vacation paradise, and plus the fans don't really support the teams over there. So there's a lot of cheap tickets, and
I thought it was a misprint at first. I thought it was $44 a ticket, but no, that was for the whole thing.
They'll take anybody's money to get into that stadium. They don't care. They'll sell group tickets to 100 of the opposing fans. They do not give a shit. They want to get people in there.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Marlins ticket prices, but what's up?
While we're touching on it, I enjoy it a lot. I love the new rule changes as a fan at home, but going to the game, I kind of liked it dragging out a bit. I kind of liked it. You're between innings, you're bullshitting with your friend. It's only the 4th inning. You're looking for foul balls if you're sitting in a certain area. But now that the game's so quick, you're not really getting it.
It's super weird to look at the Yankees started at 6 something yesterday, and to be looking at thinking you're going to catch the 7th, 8th, 9th inning around 8 o'clock, whatever. The game's over. It's kind of weird. I rushed 11 in chat saying he catched 13 slips yesterday, thanks to Nick and Alan. Says you guys are incredible. So good job on whatever you guys did yesterday. Tim saying dude's a Dolphins fan in the Northeast and says you're a bandwagoner. So I don't know if you have a response to that or not, Jerry.
Listen, if I'm a bandwagon of the Miami Dolphins,
I
don't know what I'm doing. I've dealt with suffering for 2 decades. I haven't even seen a playoff win since I was 10 years old. So, not a bandwagon guy.
Just quickly around the MLB, it kind of sucks. I didn't see a date, but Adam Duvall was having one of the hottest starts to an MLB season in a long time. Goes the IL yesterday. It kind of sucks for him. So was still leading the league in total bases, I think, as of this morning, even without playing yesterday. I have a quick note in here that MLB.TV streaming was up 42%, forever on opening day. So I think a lot of that, what we've been talking about as far as streaming at home and you know the fans at home, I think it's a huge change. I think that it brings some interesting new looks from a gambling side for us as well. Stolen bases are way up, offensive way up. We didn't even talk about the shift ban, which I think is awesome. But the next thing I want to talk about, you guys ever think the Tampa Bay Rays are going to lose a baseball game? They opened up with 10 straight, which is I think bordering on a historic run. They did just kind of squeak one out last night with a 1-0. They are going to lose at some point, and we're going to start seeing the value on fading them on the money line go up and up. I don't know how you can do it. MLB.com came out with their power rankings yesterday with the Rays at number 1. I'll just run you guys through it real quick. Rays are 1, Braves 2, Dodgers 3, Yankees 4, Padres 5, Astros 6, Blue Jays 7, Brewers 8, Mets 9. Sorry, Jerry, and the Twins coming in at 10th. Do you guys have any issues with that list or any response on what the Rays are doing so far?
The Brewers are not going to be there come All-Star break. I can tell you that.
You think so?
No chance. I mean, Corbin Burns have the worst start of any pitcher right now. I don't know how they're that high. Their young guys have played really well. I don't think that continues the whole season. They're not going to have 3 Rookie of the Year candidates, but I don't know. A lot of those teams are up where you expect them. The Rays are always underrated every year, though. I mean, They're always winning games. Maybe not this clip, but they're always competitive with the Yankees and Red Sox.
Have they had a losing season in the last decade? I don't think they have.
I can't even remember.
Rays are
but they're always have. They don't get the same shine being in that division.
I feel like they win 90 games almost every year with one of the lowest payrolls in baseball. I don't know what kind of sorcery is going on over there, but it's insane. It's ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, one of the first teams to do.
Glass not healthy right now either.
Yeah,
maybe they're number 2 right there.
One of the first teams to do like the opener and really kind of start to adopt the new age things, and it, they don't have a title to show for it yet, but maybe it's coming one day. Just looking at it, the Yankees at 4, I don't think it's crazy, but being above the Astros is kind of interesting. I don't think that stays like that all year. Even with how the Rays are playing, I think if you're picking anybody to win the American League other than the Astros right now, you're kind of crazy. The Twins coming in at 10 is kind of cool to see as well. I think that's the smallest market team there. They were able to keep Correa. They've been able to do some things. I don't hate their rotation with Gray and I'm forgetting the other couple guys' name. But so yeah, anything else just kind of around the MLB before we jump into some picks here?
One thing I noticed is, I don't know if you guys have noticed it as well, but it feels like walks are way up this year. I don't know if it's the pitch clock.
Yeah, I think
but every single starting pitcher, it's like, he had 3 walks today. He had 4 walks. Flaherty on the Cardinals, I mean, he's averaging like 7 walks a start. I don't. Do you guys think that's pitch clock or?
Yeah, I think it's all of it. Yeah.
A lot of these guys, pitchers are, out of all the sports, maybe golf, pitching is creatures of habit. Absolute creatures of habit. These guys wear the same underwear sometimes on starts. Like, you can't mess with their routine. This is why a lot of rotations hate the 6-man rotation. They don't even want to hear it. A lot of the veteran pitchers. Now you bring in a whole thing where you don't have time to regroup. You have a certain routine, maybe between pitches. Now you just got to go. It kind of really messes with them. It's something they got to adjust to. It'll change because they are creatures of habit. It'll become a habit. But I expected them to be a little wild early in the season.
Yeah, I think it's all of it too, right? Because they're pitch clock and everything there. I think the shift is also in the back. I don't hear many people talking about the shift ban, but I think it's in a lot of the back of their heads too, right? That they have to be that an upper level of perfect, right? Because they don't have that protection on the entire one side of the infield. So that, and part of it could just be early season, still kind of an extended spring training almost. I think, but I think we're going to see that. Offense is going to be up and pitching numbers are going to be down. Obviously, that means walks being up.
It's a good point with the especially like ground ball pitchers. If it's in the back of their head that they don't have that shift behind them, they may try to do a little too much to try to get a strikeout when they're not traditionally a strikeout pitcher.
Right. Yeah. All right. Anybody, either you have an MLB pick you guys are excited about, you want to start off with?
I've got one I'm excited about, but I mean, I'm also terrified of it at the same time. I took Corbin Burns ladder. I saw the line, and last year Corbin Burns' line was 8.5, 9.5, even got up to 10.5 for strikeouts. He was horrible against the Cubs. First start, horrible against the Mets. His second start, his line is 5.5 minus 120, and I took that up to 11 strikeouts plus 1,500. He's just been really bad. There's no way around it this year, and they said his average velocity is down like almost 2 miles an hour on his cutter. I've watched both of his starts, and his problem this year is during that Cy Young year, he was not walking anybody. He went some like crazy, almost record length between walks. He's been getting behind everybody, and that cutter is not as effective as if you're behind. He can't use that as his strikeout pitch then. So hopefully, being in a controlled environment in Arizona, won't have to worry about the Wrigley Field cold. He did have the start against the Mets, who just don't strike out that much. So hopefully he gets back on track here and gets back to his strikeout ways.
Yeah, I mean he's still a hell of a pitcher, right? He gave up 5 extra base hits to the Mets his last start, which is more than I think it looks like quickly he gave up all last year. So something's going on, but you have to think at some point he's going to figure it out, right? And
right.
once he figures it out, you're never going to see a line here again, right? So
that's the thing. It's just like buying low. Like yeah, you're not going to see that line ever again, because if he comes out and has 8 even, you're not going to see 5.5 again.
Right. And he's also a guy that he can get shelled a little bit and still go a little deeper into games, because he can get himself out of trouble too. So you can see him giving up 3 or 4 runs and still getting 8 or 9 because he's pitching in the 6th or 7th inning. So anything on Corbin Burns, Jerry?
Nothing on Corbin Burns. Ironically, one of my favorite bets tonight, and I hate to say it, but I am impartial and unbiased, and it is a San Diego Padre.
Okay.
Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy creamed left-handed pitching last season. Creamed it. I think he batted like 380. It was something ridiculous, like 380 versus lefties. Hasn't really been doing too great. He hasn't had an extra base hit in 5 games. You know what they like to say? He's due. Over 1.5 bases, which he could get 2 singles. We don't need the double. We don't need a triple. We don't need a home run. We need 2 singles. Plus 155 on DraftKings right now. A little bit of a variance because other books have him at 125, 130, I believe. So plus 155. I mean, I got to take that. It's one of those things where if I'm going to suffer and watch my team lose, I want to make some money, you know?
That's fair. And, you could find that line difference, by the way, on the Pickett Sports app, which you can download for free. Use code GoldBoys or use code NicLarsonGB. Get $3 or $100 for free, by the way. Also, thank you to Boom Fantasy. Use code GoldBoys there. Anyway, forgot to sponsor. A nice way to work it in there. Yeah, Xander's. He's another guy. You got to think is going to come out of it a little bit. The exit velocity has still kind of been there. So he's still hitting the ball pretty hard. But he just hasn't seen a whole lot of results from it. Peterson's a guy that, he's pretty solid. But obviously being a lefty, he does struggle a little bit more with righties. He's given up 5 hits, 2 extra base hits his last start, and his first start 8 hits, 2 extra base hits. So the hits are going to be there. He's been able to minimize the damage, but
13 hits in 9 innings. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot.
It is. Sorry, I Rush 11 asking for a twist on the ends of the stash, so I gotta obviously oblige. I think that's a good look for sure. Staying on the total bases side of things, I was talking to Nick a little bit about this before the show. It's kind of risky because it's a guy who's batting 9th tonight. He generally bats down in the order. But Kevin Kiermaier very quietly has played in 7 games and has 2 total bases in 5 of them. And you can get his odds at plus 165 on FanDuel, and they're kind of even so. The lines are so low on him that FanDuel is the only place you can get him for 2 bases. You have to go to the BetMGM, Caesars, DraftKings. They all have his line set at a half, and you can't take the alt lines. But it's actually up to plus 175 this morning. It was 165 this morning. It's up to 175 now. So just kind of playing. I hate playing hit rates straight like that, but the hit rate it points to a little bit of value there for sure. And then we are talking about. Let me pull my feet up. Sorry, talking about a guy in Matt Manning who. I just don't think he's very good. A 437 Sierra and 312 Woba versus lefties. So he struggles a little bit. He gives up a lot of hits, at least one extra base hit in his last like 1,000 starts. So that's that's kind of a little bit of a spicier one. That's Kevin Kiermaier 2+ total bases plus 165 on FanDuel. That I haven't locked it in for sure yet, but I think I'm gonna be in on. The only risk there is, like I said, he's batting ninth. He has at least 4 at bats in every single game this year. And so a quick note on that: if you're betting total bases, he has not drawn a walk yet. So he's getting all of his at bats out of his plate appearances, which is good news there. Any thoughts on that one?
I think you did a good job, my friend.
Okay. Something else I was looking at. I probably should have gone to this one next because you were talking about this game, but I think I like Pete Alonso tonight.
Yes.
And I was looking at his total bases, and I tweeted this out earlier too. Ryan Weathers, this is a kid, I think. He made 1 start last year, has made 1 start this year. Gets the hell beat out of him in general, but especially by righties. He's given up a bunch of hits, 11 hits in what, 8 2/3 of an inning in those 2 starts. Pete Alonso is a guy who obviously is one of the strongest, most powerful hitters in baseball. I was looking at his total bases, and I want your thoughts on this, Jerry. Obviously, being a Mets fan, 2 total bases was plus 115 on BetMGM. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but of all the times he's gotten 2 total bases this year, I think he's only done it once without a home run. But it's almost like if you like him for 2 total bases, you might as well play his home run at plus 330.
And I think he has 3 home runs in 15 at bats versus lefties this year, which is 1 every 5 at bats. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. Also, he made a focus this offseason because his struggles versus left-hand pitching was well documented. Obviously, he's a guy that had reverse splits in the past. He worked on that this year. He is creaming left-hand pitching and struggling now versus righties. I don't know what he changed, he fucked something up because now he can't hit righties, he can hit lefties. But it's been a big focus for him, and this trend started actually late last year around August. When he started really dominating left-hand pitching. So definitely a good matchup for. And I was thinking between total bases or for just something simple like an RBI. But I saw Marte was in a lineup, and that kind of bothers me a little bit because he has a tendency to rush back from injuries. He's done it in the past. We've seen it before, and he comes back and he struggles. He just tells the training staff, I'm fine. He left the game the other day with a neck strain. When you leave a game, obviously that's an issue. And a neck strain and hitting is a bad combination. So I really don't understand why they're rushing him in the lineup. So I'm worried about him batting second in the order. Lindor, is pretty inconsistent. He's not having a great start to the season. Nimmo, lefty. I just don't feel great about the guys batting in front of him today. But Pete Alonso, 2 bases. I would love to see him rip a nice double or home run here.
Tim saying that he doesn't like that line of thinking out of me. I don't love it. I don't love that's not a long-term answer. That's not something that's going to be that trend's not going to keep up over the course of the year. If I think I am going to end up having something on Alonso tonight. I'll probably do like a split unit, maybe half a unit on his total bases and like a quarter unit or something on a home run, just because obviously he goes deep, you hit both of them. If he gets a double, you're still in the green, something like that. But yeah, you're right, Tim. That's not a long-term permanent mindset you should have across the season. Sorry if I gave that impression. Anything on the Mets Padres game, Nick?
I got nothing on that game. I got a guy that just came out of that series. I was gonna ask. We talked about it beforehand, but did you watch much of the Marlins series, Jerry?
Not really.
I was going to say, I have the system play with Arias not to strike out, and then the Blue Jays to beat Detroit. Parlay together on DraftKings is plus 105. Arias just does not strike out. I mean, he's hitting 500 on the season. They moved him down to 3 in the lineup and moved Jazz up to lead off. So you get a little bump there. Maybe he doesn't hit that 5th time, hopefully, but I don't know. I've never seen a guy go 0-2 or 1-2 as much as him, and I mean, he doesn't panic. He just continually fouls it off. He's not a big power hitter, but he can slap it the other way, or he hits it in that shift hole pretty consistently. So I'm just going to keep playing it with his 7% strikeout rate. So I like that one for tonight too.
What are the odds on that?
105.
Him not to strike out with the Blue Jays to beat Detroit is plus 105.
Quick notes because I forget.
I like things like that. I like to see, oh, this guy's batting. Let me turn on the game and just watch his at bat. And you got 4 opportunities. You know when his batting order's coming in the lineup.
Yep.
Stuff
That's
like
what I've
that's
been
a lot of
doing
fun.
is just jump on MLB TV. Is like, he'll be up this inning. Turn it on quick. Go do something else.
Good way to watch a game. I forget to check the YouTube chat as well. So we got Isaac saying Corbin Burns is pitching a little like Patrick Corbin, and I think Patrick Corbin maybe been better this year so far through 2 starts. I don't know, just saying.
That's a compliment for Burns.
Right so far. One of my best buddies, Tony, is in the chat just saying it was 3 different lines, all caps, big, enter, meet, enter, Pete, enter. So yeah. We were talking about Pete Alonso this morning too.
Speaking of Patrick Corbin, can you believe that on Patrick Corbin Day, Trout and Ohtani, I think they combined for 0 for 9, which is the first time they've done that ever playing together.
But
on Patrick Corbin Day.
But
that should have been plus 1,000.
Hey, you know who still hit a home run play last night? Me. Hunter Renfroe. I was on Hunter Renfroe to hit a home run last night too.
Wow, look at you.
No, that's that was wild. Ohtani's just been in kind of a weird slump. Like I have him written down, as a potential home run play, just because it's a really good matchup, and you got to feel like he's going to come out of it and start crushing some baseballs here at some point. But at plus 300 as the best odds I found on Pickett Sports, use code GoldBoys. It's just you almost can't play it.
I gotta look up the stats. I don't know if you can look up the stats, but I remember watching a lot of Ohtani starts, and he traditionally didn't hit well when he pitched. I don't know if that's true. I can't find where to look it up. I've tried looking this up multiple times. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But I feel like he bats worse when he pitches. Where would you even look that up?
I can pull it from the DegenEli database, but it would take me a minute. So I can get that for you later. I'll tweet it out or something.
We can review it tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's something to think about, because maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I can tell you when I used to bet him, I used to say, this is going to be a clear Ohtani game, 10 strikeouts, home run. It's going to be a headline news. They lose by 2. And he would be dominant 10 strikeouts and go 1 for 4 or 0 for 4. I feel like this has been a thing for a while, but I could be wrong. So
yeah, I can pull it for you, and we can talk a little bit about it tomorrow. But I think I tend to agree. Quigs, yes, we're going to go through. We talked a little bit about Pete Alonso for a home run tonight. But yeah, at the end of this MLB segment, we're going to just kind of talk about other home run plays we like tonight for Dinger Tuesday. One more total base play I'll give out here. I really like Kyle Tucker tonight as well. Really good matchup for him. Obviously against a righty, kind of all the focus in that lineup goes towards Yordan Alvarez, who's been hitting the ball pretty hard. But Kyle Tucker's been up there as well. He's been crushing baseballs. And I think at like plus 115 on Barstool. I'm gonna open the Pickett Sports app, use code GoldBoys and check that odds, see where the best odds are here real quick. But any thoughts on Kyle Tucker or on that game in general?
I wasn't gonna touch it, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't have anything in that game as well.
Fine.
Actually, no, I do on the opposite end though.
Go ahead.
I took Mitch Keller walks. He's hit over 1.5 in 11 straight. It was super juice, so I had to see what I pair it with here.
If I
took it with
the
Rays plus 2.5 to kind of get it down towards even money.
Go ahead, Jerry.
If I told you, like, I don't know, April of last year, that next year you could get the Astros at minus 172 on the money line versus the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
Isn't that just crazy?
It's crazy
to think about? And it's fair. It's completely fair. The Pirates have been playing really good baseball, but I could not predict that the next year that they would be this competitive. And I mean, that's crazy. This should be plus 250 game or plus 300 even for the Pirates.
Yeah, but, you got to think they're going to slow down a little bit without Cruz, but hey, Brian Reynolds is playing like an MVP right now, and as long as he keeps that up, we saw what Aaron Judge did for the Yankees, carrying that team basically for months at a time offensively. Brian Reynolds looks like he's going to be doing that for a minute for this Pittsburgh team as well until they trade him. Go ahead, Nick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mitch Keller's thrown about 230 pitches also in his first 2 starts.
Yikes. Real quick, random 7-day off ban. It's a weird name in chat, but saying Tucker is inconsistent. You're right, he is. But if you look at this, and this is probably just the degenerate doesn't really matter portion of my brain, but anytime he has kind of gone off, he goes off consistently almost. So it's never like he has a day where he gets 2 total bases and then he follows it up with a really bad over a day where he doesn't get his total bases. Like he'll go on strings like once he starts those bad strings, usually lasts a couple of days, but usually once he doesn't have just one game of just hitting his 2 total bases. So on the April 9th game a couple days ago, he did not. The day before that, the 8th, he did not, but last night he got it. So I like him to get 2 total bases, maybe 1 or 2 more games before he kind of drops out of the production a little bit. You're right, he is inconsistent. I'm trying to find a pattern in that inconsistency though. Kind of stupid, but see.
What do you think about so this little thing I've been experimenting with Randy Arozarena and Wander Franco? Whoever's batting in front of the other one, I take one for the run and one for the RBI, and it's been doing pretty good. And it's plus 311. Randy looks good. He looks locked in, dialed in. He's hitting. He's getting some hard.
I think
contact.
that World Baseball Classic got him pumped for the season.
Yeah, he thinks it's the 2020 playoffs again.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable. Or was that 2019? When he hit like 10 home runs. But he's hitting the ball hard. And then Franco, I think, is gonna make a serious case for MVP this season. I mean, I bet him.
So
took a chance on him. He's showing the power now. Like we knew the contact was there. We knew the plate discipline was there. We knew in the minor leagues that he had power, but he didn't show it in the league, except for his debut game where he hit a home run. And now we're seeing the power. He's really this guy. We're talking. This guy could be a 310, 320 hitter with 30-something home runs. Like we're talking.
He's good.
We're talking like MVP numbers. So I think this is going to be a nice combo. Well. You got to see how Randy is going to be because he is traditionally a streaky player, but right now he's in a good streak. So whoever's stacked on top of the other one, you take that guy for the run, and you worry about the other guy driving him in. So I think that's a good combo.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about kind of splitting it, attacking things like that a couple times now. I really like how you do that because obviously you're playing for the home run there, but you're still probably getting pretty good odds there, like plus 2 something, plus 300 probably in there somewhere, and you're there are a lot more outcomes that cash your bets than just one home run. So
yeah, they're scoring like crazy. And now I accidentally flipped this one game, and then that's when they changed Wander to bat cleanup. And I had Wander for a run and Randy for an RBI, which is backwards. You don't want to do that. It doesn't correlate the same. It still hit. It still hit because they're scoring so many runs right now. It's ridiculous. They're setting records. Like.
Yeah, it's crazy. And for as long as this looks, I mean, you have to keep betting, I think, Ray's offense somehow until we start to see a drop in this. But it's going to drop eventually, but until we see it happen, I mean, there's money to be made there, I think.
Jerry, speaking of Rays, do you like McClanahan 6 strikeouts in the Rays to win plus 120?
I'm a very weird person. When teams are on crazy streaks, and I didn't get on the bandwagon as far as like money lines or things like that, I kind of tend to stay away from money lines because I'm like, this is the day I'm gonna jump in now when they're winning all these games, and I'm gonna bet them on the money line or through a PPD, and they're gonna lose. So I'm gonna watch from afar, but it is a good look.
Any other non-home run plays to talk through, or just general baseball stuff before we, obviously it is Dinger Tuesday, so we got.
I just have one last one. Another walk play. Merrill Kelly, first 2 starts this season, 4 walks. They face the Brewers, who have the 3rd most walks per game as a team. Once again, super juice, so I paired it with the Braves plus 1.5. And that gets it down to close to even money for Kelly over 1.5 walks.
It's a good look.
What are Corey Seager's odds for 1.5 bases? I got to look that up because he has been on fire, and he gets Jordan Lyles today. Oh my goodness.
I can look that up. I can look that up for you, buddy.
I think he's done like 4 or 5 straight games. He's hit that and he's getting hard contact. And I was waiting for him to hit that first home run, and I missed it by 1 game because I saw he didn't hit a home run for like 7 games. I like the whole he's due thing, and then I saw he hit a home run yesterday. It's fine though, but that's the kind of frustrating thing about that because Dansby Swanson's due. Am I gonna bet him today? Probably. Will he hit a home run today? No, he's gonna do it tomorrow.
Corey Seager, total bases on Picket Sports app. Plus 115. Looks like the best line is on Betway, which I don't have. And if you don't have that, you can get plus 110 on DraftKings or MGM. What the hell's Betway? No idea.
No clue.
All right. Okay, I'll start with a home run spot I liked, and I know we got to talk about Wrigley Field as Jerry mentioned pre-show. But I really like the Yankees Guardians game for some home runs tonight. Garrett Cole pitching against the Guardians for the first time since the whole Rock the Baby playoff incident. So, I think there's going to be narrative on both sides of that with, Garrett Cole looking for some strikeouts. He's also not given up a home run yet, or not giving up a run at all yet this season. And Water's going to find its level there. He's going to give up, he's a guy that I think led the league in home runs allowed last season. So, as good as he is, he's due to give up a couple home runs. And kind of the same thing on the flip side with Hunter Gaddis, who is not good in general. He's still a kid. He had 2 starts last year, and he gave up 5 home runs in 9 innings? 7 home runs in 9 innings, and hasn't given up a home run yet this season, even though he really hasn't been super great. So I'm all over Anthony. I've been talking about Anthony Rizzo to hit a home run today all day. So when he doesn't do it tonight, it's going to make me look really stupid. But I love Anthony Rizzo for a homer tonight, and up and down the Yankees lineup, I wouldn't be mad about any of the lefties, except don't bet on Aaron Hicks. That guy stinks. Willie Calhoun, Franchi Cordero, if you can find lines on those are going to be in the plus 1,000 range. I think probably for a homer. Franchi Cordero I think is definitely live for a homer too. And then on the flip side of that, you got to look at Josh Naylor. I think. Well, I don't even know what his line is right now, but. Anthony Rizzo is my favorite, but again, not mad at you if you want to look at Franchi Cordero or Josh Naylor either. Obviously, Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge always live to hit a home run as well. Anything on that game homer wise? We got a question in chat too.
No.
Nothing? Come on, guys. Somebody asking about CJ home run. I'm assuming he's talking about CJ Cron. I'm pissed at him because I took him the other day and he didn't do anything. So. Probably it should be a good matchup. The numbers are probably going to say that he should hit home run tonight. I don't know.
Probably C.J. Abrams is who he's talking about.
C.J. Abrams, yeah, maybe. What do you guys look like home runs wise? You let me do all the talking. It's not what this is supposed to be.
I'm trying to build a super ridiculous, obnoxious lotto for the Cubs game.
Okay.
I'm working on it right now, and I'm going to
Nick. Okay. While you're doing that, you want to see if Nick has any home run plays?
I rarely bet home runs because I'm usually focused on pitching stuff. Maybe I'll do something for the Brewers game. Maybe Rowdy Tellez against Kelly. Willie Adames has been pretty hot lately. Might look at him. I don't know. Maybe you go with the Diamondback against how bad Corbin Burns has been pitching if you want to offset that strikeout ladder. So I don't know. I'm not huge on the home runs. I'm not very good at home runs, so I kind of stay away from them, to be honest.
See, I look at a guy. I look at Trey Mancini. I say, "Are you kidding me? He hasn't hit a home run yet. I have to bet him. I have to bet him. It's like the wind's blowing out. He's gonna."
If you don't know, if you guys don't check, if you don't follow Ballpark Pal on Twitter, the wind in Wrigley Field is literally blowing like straight out. It's gonna be super nice. It's gonna be warm, so it's like prime weather for home runs. And I'm with you.
Does it say how hard it's blowing out?
Decently,
do you know or not?
Like the 10 plus miles per hour, I think is what I saw.
This is something like, do not take my word on this because it's changes big time. But pitching in college, like all I threw was sliders, just slider, and I absolutely loved it when the wind was blowing out because that thing would move like crazy.
Yeah, something.
And I know that's what Wesneski throws majority of his pitches. So I'm just kind of interested I'm kind of watching that line, and hopefully it keeps dropping. So I might actually jump on that and just see if the theory. I mean, like I said, don't bet on it because of that, but just something I experienced.
I hated slider pitches. I would have hated you. I looked worse than Giancarlo Stanton when he was going through that slump. I could not hit a slider. I used to throw the fucking bat at the ball. It was so bad.
That was my fastball, Jerry. It was literally my fastball.
I never played long enough to see a slider. I did hate seeing curveballs though. I distinctly
you just saw it on the tee.
Yeah, and I distinctly remember the only base hit I ever had against off a curveball. Somebody in Chicago live in chat, 14 miles per hour right now to the east. I don't know which way out is in Wrigley, but that's a decent wind. That way, I know which way east is. I don't know how it correlates to the damn Wrigley Field. What I'm saying.
I love getting under your skin.
Yeah. Do you have your lotto ticket, by the way?
So, in the words of wisdom, this is not financial advice. This is pretty moronic, and it's probably going to be the reason why it comes closer hits, because Dansby Swanson, back-to-back seasons with 25 home runs, hasn't broken his cherry yet. Trey Mancini, obviously, I'm waiting for him to do it. They're both going to do it today. I convinced myself I'm going to put a whole like $5 on this. That's a lot of money for this kind of ticket. And Kalanick to plus 550. He just hit his first one, and he looks good this season. He looks like a new player. And
he couldn't hit last season.
Huh?
He couldn't hit last season.
He couldn't hit to save his life. He was back in the minor leagues, and all Mets fans were rejoicing. I couldn't stand that shit because I'm not rooting against the guy. Blame the GM that traded him. I'm rooting for this kid, and I hope he has a successful career. And he looks like a different player this year. He's confident. He's hitting like 300, and he finally hit his first home run. Wind's blowing out. Righty-lefty matchup right here. Plus 550 for him, that home run. So those three guys on Caesars. I didn't do line shopping, but as far as I can see to start the season,
there's home runs.
Caesars has been money with these odds. So plus 9,500 for those three to go yard. Not asking for the world. Hopefully,
throwing a Wesneski strikeout too.
One.
Just one. No, whatever. It's 4.5, right? Sorry, I cut you off, Trey. Go ahead.
No, plus 9,500. I mean, that's not bad. Is somebody joining us? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got Brad. Let me see if I can pull everybody in here real quick, just so we can get Brad's thoughts on the baseball. I know he's a baseball whiz. It's gonna. Anyway, keep talking, Jay. Go ahead.
What do you want me to talk about?
Whatever you. Okay, fine. I'm on Kalanick too. I have him written down. Wesneski, he's gonna give up. He's gonna give up some hard hit balls at the very least. And you look up and down the lineup with the righty lefty matchup and everything there. I literally have him written down. He was also plus 575 on Caesars this morning, so the line's moving a little in your favor there too.
Yeah.
Something else. Go ahead.
This is one of those things where it's like, you want to be responsible, right? You want to be responsible. You don't want to go crazy on this because plus 9,500, you'll be lucky if you hit one in a month. Those kind of odds. Like, do I put $5 on this? Do I put like $10 on this? I don't know. I'm gonna go with 5 for now. We'll see.
Either way, do something. $5 is, there are worse ways to spend $5, is what I'll say.
Oh, I'll show you a few ways to spend $5, my friend.
Yeah.
Why do you sound nervous?
Because that makes me nervous. What do you mean? Okay, this is too much multitasking for me to try to bring everybody in and make it look nice here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab Brad. I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna paste him over here. Grab a copy right here. Just giving you guys the live updates here.
This poor guy, man. How does he do it?
We're just gonna put Brad right there. What's up, Brad?
Hey, what it do, baby?
We're just talking about baseball. Anything baseball you like? I know you're a baseball whiz.
I like the Rays to win the World Series. Let's go Rays!
I'm not mad about that either. Just a couple other looks. I know it's Dinger Tuesday. It's probably what a lot of people want to hear. Even though honestly the odd discrepancy from like a Caesars to a FanDuel for home runs has been big enough. I don't even know if it's worth playing the promo here, just to be honest with everybody. But I like Jordan Walker tonight at plus 680. I had some stuff written down on why I like that. I don't really remember. Can't find the notes, but it's in Coors Field. He's got a righty lefty matchup. He's been crushing the baseball. So yes, his average exit velocity against lefties is 95 miles per hour, which is bananas. Like that's crazy. So. Especially with the odds, they were plus 680 on FanDuel this morning, I think, because nobody else really had them listed. I don't know what they're at right now on FanDuel, but you can probably get them higher at this point on a Caesars or a DraftKings or something like that. But that seems like a ton of value to me. You sprinkle up 0.15 of a unit or something to win a unit. He's due to hit one. I think he's only got 1 or 2 on the season, and he's just been destroying the baseball, especially against off lefties. So I love Jordan Walker to hit a bomb tonight. Any other final Dinger Tuesday looks or anything MLB in general before we get Brad in here, kind of transition to the MLB?
I know, like, it's kind of, I don't know, taboo, but when someone just hits a home run that doesn't hit like Aaron Judge, you don't want to bet him next day. But I think Corey Seager's gonna go yard again. I think he's red hot right now. He looks good. Like I said, I think it's 4 straight games with over 1.5 bases. Multiple hits, doubles, and obviously he just hit that home run. I think he's going to go on a little bit of a power streak here. He got that one off his back. Nolan Arenado, obviously it's a revenge narrative, if you want to call it that, in baseball. Kind of matters. I know a lot of people don't like it. I've seen too many guys play their former teams. I've been there for many Mets games when former Mets show up. I've seen Mike Piazza, when he was like 50 years old, come back and hit 2 home runs in a game. There's something about it. When they go back to their old stadiums, they are just going for it, So Nolan Arenado, looking for him to hit one out. And another guy that just hit one, Mookie Betts. I think he stays hot too with the power. He had 3 hits last game. He looked good. I wouldn't be afraid to bet him 2 days in a row either. So those are 3 guys that I would look at.
Jerry, I can't wait for that Kelenic revenge game. That's gonna be a thing of beauty.
He is definitely gonna go for it. The fans, the poor kid, man, and social media too. Like the fans are ruthless. First of all, especially in New York, guys are kind of morons out here. But just like anything like he posts or anything, they just trash the kid. Like the poor kid didn't ask for the trade. He had no business. Like he didn't say I hate it here, this and that. He got traded. Like root for the kid. But I hope he hits 5 home runs against the Mets and they still win. I really do, sincerely.
All right. Yeah, I think it's never a bad bet when you're betting on somebody that's really good at baseball, and those are 2 guys that are really good at baseball. So I'm not mad about that either. All right, Nick, any final thoughts before we just kick you right on out of here so we can talk about some NBA action? You want to give your best bets real quick?
Bucks are still gonna win it. That's all fair. I got for NBA for you.
That's valid. I don't think so, but
best bets. Corbin Burns, don't let me down. That's my best bet. Ladder and his strikeouts.
All right. We will. We'll catch you later, man. Appreciate you. Good luck tonight.
You love your bets.
Yeah. What's up, Brad? How'd you do in the Masters, buddy?
How'd I do in the Masters?
Yeah. In here?
Man, dog. Listen, it's been a while since I've been in this situation, but pretty much whoever was going to win the Masters, I was going to win, which was a great feeling. Come on Sunday, it's been a while since I was stress-free. I had Brooks at 66-1 and Rahm at 19-1, so I was chilling.
As he drinks his water.
I love the glasses and the hat. I don't really know what's going on with the whole fit right now, but I appreciate it.
I'm excited for the playoffs, man. I'm not an Atlanta fan, just to put that out there, but I love jerseys. So I got one. I have one for every team that I'm gonna root for in their game. So I'll put on my Lakers jersey.
That's a perfect segue because the play-in tournament. They're not calling it the playoffs. It's the playoffs. It's like how the NCAA stopped calling round 1 the first 4 whatever. Yeah. Playoffs. The NBA playoffs start tonight. I don't give a shit. So we got 2 games. Real quick before we get into the games initially, is there anything futures wise you guys are looking at? With the postseason, I guess, really kind of kicking off today. A team to win the West, team to make the playoffs out of the play-in. You betting on anything to win outright the championship, anything like that?
I haven't touched like the few because right now I'm sitting on a plus 800 Suns versus Bucks finals matchup that I got. I took that. I think I talked about in the show maybe when I first started like last month.
Mm-hmm.
So right now that looks like in a decent spot. This is very possible. So I didn't want to dabble too much, but what are they offering right now? What are some good props?
Here. To make the playoffs, like the Hawks are minus 260 to make the playoffs. So you can get them at plus 205 if you think they're gonna lose 2 games in a row. Bulls are plus 570 to make the playoffs. So just I've gotten a couple questions in DMs on the make the playoffs, make the play in, how that works. Just real quick. Technically, the playoffs have not started yet for the NBA, right? This is the play in, so you can still get these play in teams to make the playoffs for some weird looking lines right there. So like the 7 seed and the 8 seed play, right? So in the East, that's the Heat and the Hawks. The winner of that is the 7 seed. The 9 and 10 seed also play. So that's the Bulls and the Bulls and the Raptors in the East. The loser of that is out. The winner of that plays the loser of the 7-8, right? So let's say the Hawks win tonight. Hawks become the 7 seed. The Heat would play the winner of Bulls Raptors, and then the winner of that becomes the 8 seed. So I don't think the Bulls are gonna make the playoffs, right? They're not winning 2 games. That's another thing I wanted to ask you guys
not
about.
A chance.
Is either of these 9-10 seeds on either side have a chance to technically make it into the playoffs? That would be the Raptors, the Bulls, the Thunder, who I love, or the Pelicans.
I just want to bet the Thunder at plus 760 just to spite McAfee.
I'm in, dude. We should do it. I'm actually with you.
I know we're going to talk about this on, what is it, Thursday? Or is that, no, we're talking about today. Okay. I was going to actually bet the Thunder to win against the Pelicans. They're plus 180, but why not just bet them to win to make it into the playoffs? Because then they have to beat the Lakers? I mean, I think they could beat the Lakers. It's just a really tough matchup. But I mean, if you put split a half a unit on them to make the playoffs, a half a unit on them to beat the Pelicans, you literally are going to win money if they win their first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder in that scenario, so plus 760, what is that seems like a big variance. I wonder what the hedging opportunity would be if they win and you're holding that plus 760 ticket compared to the plus 180 ticket. I wonder if you have
I'd imagine in let's say LA wins, in LA, they're probably going to be like a -4. I mean, they're probably going to be like a plus 300 favorite, so dog. So they'll probably be Lakers will probably be -400. I don't think you'll have good hedge opportunities.
I don't think they'll play the Lakers though.
Oh, they would play who? I got that wrong then.
Yeah, they'll play
they would play the Timberwolves.
Oh, yeah, they would play the Timberwolves.
Oh man. Wow, that actually is really nice.
Because I like it a lot actually because
wow. I like that a lot.
I'll be honest, I don't know if it's that good of a bet, but I love it because I think the Thunder are a good basketball team that are the most fun to watch basketball team for me, the NBA. But yeah, plus 760. I think that's definitely worth a sprinkle for 2 teams they are absolutely capable of beating, even if they have to do it on the road.
That is, wow. I think I might make that bet.
Real quick, while you're looking at that, I missed a question in YouTube chat. Tony wants to know Jerry, how you feel about Soler tonight for a bomb. I'm guessing. Any thoughts on that? No is okay.
Jorge Soler?
Yeah.
What are his odds? We could talk about that for a second.
That's a good question. I'm gonna pull up the Pickett Sports app. You can download it. Use code GoldBoys. Wait, who's he play for? The Mets?
Marlins.
What I said.
You said Mets.
No, I didn't.
You want to rewind the tape?
Run it back.
Jorge Soler's home run odds on the Pickett Sports app are almost there. Plus 425 is the best line on SB. What's SB?
Superbook.
Superbook. So you can get him probably about a plus 400 or above on various books.
What is SB? They're just calling it sportsbook now. They're just being standard.
I have no idea what that is. I'll try to look it up for you. Do you think you get a home run or not? Damn it, Jerry.
I mean, it depends on the odds. If anything over plus 400, I would definitely sprinkle it on. But I saw him in the 300s before, and I was like, no, thank you. But I don't know what book you got. You see plus 4 something on.
Superbook. It is Superbook. Did you say? Is that what you said?
I knew it was super something.
Yeah, it's Superbook. Let me just real quick check his drafting line.
That's an anomaly. I don't think.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he's that high anywhere else. Not even close. He's plus 370 on DraftKings.
You got Caesars in front?
I'm looking at about to look Caesars now.
Good. I'm glad you guys did this because there was a play that I was interested in, and I'm actually going to be able to play it because I got to look up, got to shop the line. So
nice.
Yeah, it looks like he's 375 on Caesars.
Plus 400 on FanDuel is what it's saying too. Plus 390 on Unibet, 370 DraftKings. So yeah, plus 400
FanDuel
also on Hard Rock.
Line?
Huh? FanDuel and Hard Rock.
The best line?
Aside from Superbook, looks like yes.
It's a miracle.
FanDuel and Hard Rock. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think 400 is playable. I wouldn't go under that.
He is 400 on FanDuel.
I just told you that.
I know, but I didn't believe you.
So you like it at plus 400 too?
Plus 400, I would definitely play it. Plus 350, anything under that, I'm not touching.
Anything under than 400 on a home run, I think you're asking for trouble. All right, back to the basketball. Brad, what were you looking at?
Now I was looking at a player points prop that I wanted, but I just needed last numbers to pull up.
Okay, so you're not quite there yet.
No, I'm good. I'm locked in. I locked it in.
Let's do it. Let's talk about it.
Okay, first I do want to say that I really love your guys' look on the Thunder because I think honestly, if you split if you think the Thunder win this game, which I do think they beat the Pelicans, if you split a unit on them to make the playoffs and them to win, so it gives you plus 180. Okay, let's do $100 units, so that's $90. And then this would be what 96.50. So then you take that $90 and you can either parlay that, what would be 140. You could put the 140 as a hedge, or you could just let it ride. I think that's solid.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I like that, and oops, I just kicked something. The only way you get into big trouble is if they lose tomorrow night.
That's why
that kind of sucks. But yeah, if you're splitting a unit,
yeah.
Or even at those odds, you could go a half a unit and then you go a quarter unit on make. Those are you're getting really good odds for that. And a game I think we all like the Thunder for. So
yeah.
Anything else futures wise, real quick before we jump into the two games tonight?
There was one more that I liked.
What is it?
And I know I'm going to be in the minority here, but man, you're giving me Sacramento plus 215 to beat Golden State. I just think that's just too much value. I would have them okay, they're saying that the Knicks with a hobbled Julius Randle have a better chance of winning their playoff series versus the Cavs than the Sacramento Kings do against the Golden State Warriors, who will probably lose both games on the road.
Yeah. I'm with you. So you like the Kings to win that series then?
At that price, yeah. I mean, I feel like we're playing at this point, we don't really care about who wins. We don't care about the name on the jersey. We only care about the prices.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Something triggers Harrison Barnes every time he plays the Warriors. It is like this guy can't get over it. It's like the ex that dumped you 6 years ago, and every time you see her, you got to put on your best outfit. You know what I mean? I bet him for a while, for the last few years. He's been slowing down with it lately, but I'm talking for years. He was hitting 3 to 4 threes, and this is when his volume was low. He was just out of nowhere. It was his best game of the year, 4 threes, 20 points, when that's not really his game at this point of his career. So I'm interested to see this scenario now. Now he has the opportunity to knock him out of the playoffs. What kind of Harrison Barnes is going to go out there? Is he going to maybe mess up the team? Maybe he's going to try to do too much. But either way, I'm probably going to be betting on him for 3 threes every night just to see. Just to test it out.
I like that, and I'm all in on fading the Warriors with you guys. I mean, that's something me and Nick all season have been kind of arguing with McAfee a little bit about, him saying that the Warriors are going to be fine. The Warriors haven't looked good all year really, outside
No.
from a couple weeks. And you're gonna get, a lot of people are gonna be jumping on the name value there, just betting the Warriors. The more casual fans seeing Warriors versus Kings, and you're like, what the hell? I can get the Warriors minus 102 to beat the Kings tonight. Yeah. So you're gonna get some fade the public value there too. I'm all in on that.
I'm curious what Keegan Murray's line is going to be for threes, because the end of the season we saw a major spike in his threes, and we know why. He set the rookie record, and he was trying to bury the rookie 3-point record. So he was hitting 4 threes, 5 threes, 6 threes towards the end of the season. Now, what in the playoffs, he's going to go back to his standard game, which is going to be, the Kings are just going to play team basketball. It's not about me hitting threes and extending this record. I wonder what the books are going to do with his 3-point line. If 2.5, 3.5, see what kind of odds it is.
Yeah, I like it. He was chucking them. What were you going to say, Brad?
No, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Well, we do have two basketball games tonight. We got a few minutes here. We've got the 2 7-8 seeds on either side of the bracket playing. So we've got the Hawks that are +5 underdogs in Miami against the Heat, and then we've got the T-Wolves 8.5-point dogs in LA against the Lakers here. I feel like both these games kind of suck, right? I don't know. You guys have action on these games individually or props or anything like that?
I have props, but I there's one I haven't locked in yet, but I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take Trae Young's over 2.5 threes. In all 4 games this season, he's chucked up at least 9 threes. And with that news about him coming out, I feel like this is a play-in game. He's not the kind of guy to just go out there and quit. He's the kind of guy to go out there and ball out. Like, you guys know I'm talking about the news where they said he could be traded, and his response was, it could be true or it could not be true.
He's not wrong.
Like that just feels like he's gonna ball. He's taking, or you could just take 24 points, but I prefer threes. Like, I think he's gonna shoot 9 threes in a play-in game, and you're getting me +122.
Against the Heat team, notoriously gives up a lot of threes to mostly to shooting guards, but just to guards in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where you're going to, Jerry?
Taking those threes, not
mostly shooting guards. Yeah, shooting guards, small forwards. It kind of depends on the game flow. But yeah, it's been a thing for like 2-3 years now.
Yeah, but I did have an actual play in this game.
Oh, what is it?
And it was Bam Adebayo, 20+ points. The best line is on Caesars. I got -115 because I don't have access to Caesars, but Bam hit this number in 3 out of 5. One game he didn't. He had 16 points. He barely got to the line. I just think we talked about this all season, where I just think Atlanta's weak inside, and I think Bam will be able to cook if he wants to cook. So I like that. And then I also wanted to say this. I want to make sure we said this before the playoffs start. Like, we make money killing role players during the season. For those who are watching, this is where you switch your focus now, because rotations are going to be very tight. You're going to get a lot of guys, especially in playing games, logging a lot of minutes. Trae Young in his last 5 games was averaging 41 minutes per game. He put 43 minutes in the last game he played, 39 and 41. He's going to be out there almost every second of that game. So I like Trae Young a lot in this game.
Except Paul George. Paul George sucks. You just talking about the role players versus shifting to the stars a little bit. Don't bet on Paul George in the playoffs.
Don't bet on Paul George.
Is he hurt? I don't even know. I don't care.
He's not cleared yet.
Jerry, you got anything for the Hawks Heat game? I know you're cooking something up, but you're looking at your phone cooking something up right now.
No,
what are you cooking up?
Something I put together this morning as like just to. So 2 years ago, 2-3 years ago, 2020 season. Yeah, that the bubble and everything like that. I hit a lot of playoff tickets, and I went back and I looked at it because I'm like, I was hitting a lot back then. Like, what was I doing different? And like a lot of like plus 2,000 to plus 5,000 tickets, and I realized that I was putting a lot of first baskets. Now this is the time of the year I would say for first baskets.
Yeah.
For consistency anyway, because a lot of times like. I remember, and it was Bam Adebayo was one of the biggest ones immediately every Heat game, if they got the ball first, it was going to Bam. Like, no matter what, they wanted to get that first bucket, watch it go in, and it was consistent. It was a thing every single night. So I took him for a first basket. Jimmy Butler 6 assists. which I think he wants to. He made comments saying he's going to do anything he can to, help his team. He's locked in. He's going to play 40 minutes tonight. This
Yeah.
guy is cardio out of his ass. That we've seen him play 46 minutes, I think, in the playoffs before, like almost the entire game. Tyler Hero 20 points, Trae Young 20 points. Little risky right there. Trae Young 8 assists, and now this is where the odds flipped, because at that point it was like plus 2,000. First half winner, full-time winner. I went Miami Heat, because I think they're going to win this game. I think they're going to be up at halftime. That flipped the odds to plus 5604.
Obviously, bet responsibly. Everything you said, everything you rattled off there just sounded very plausible, like it definitely should happen. So can you run back through the legs just real quick?
Yeah. So going back to basics, bam, get the ball, first basket, boom. That's the hardest leg of the ticket. And then Jimmy Butler 6 assists, Tyler Hero 20 points, Trae Young 20 points. Paying a lot of juice for it, but we're stacking it up, get better odds. Trae Young 8 assists, and Miami Heat first half winner, Miami Heat full-time winner. So they have to be up at halftime and then win the game. Plus 5,604. Obviously, this is a nonsense bet. This is not something you should be putting
more than a few bucks on, right?
Yeah. Basically, when you bet something like this, expect it to lose. Like, you're betting this for entertainment. I can't emphasize that enough.
The good news is the hardest line, like you said, is first basket, and then you say
Bam other as his first basket.
Ooh, that's not bad. And the good news about that is, that is the riskiest leg. So if that's the one that missed, you're not sitting there sweating it the whole night. That it misses early and you're done. Maybe if that's if that's the leg that misses. So, all right. I was just looking at the Eastern Conference play-in teams. Like these teams all stink, man. I hate all these teams. So I don't know. I'm probably not gonna have much, if anything, other than betting on the Thunder. But anything in the other game tonight, Raptors Bulls. Two questionable basketball teams also.
Like, first of all, I'm not betting the Lakers. Like, I'm not betting the Lakers plus, 9? Like, I just think that's stupid. Like,
-9.
Not saying it can't be done, but what have the Lakers done to deserve to be a +9 favorite against anybody who's not actively tanking? Like, they couldn't even they couldn't even put away the Jazz team who was tanking. And I think we're getting a lot of like that price because they beat the Timberwolves by 8 already early in the season, but I just can't do it. But what I am gonna do is I'll make a little same game parlay. And this, for those who are keeping track at home, this missed in the last game they played, but that's because the T-Wolves had Jaden McDaniels on LeBron. So Anthony Davis cooked in that game. But now, for those who don't know, McDaniels broke his hand. So I'm taking LeBron James, 25 plus points. Anthony Davis, 12 plus rebounds. I was trying to add Lakers money line to it, but it wasn't letting me for some weird reason. But the one I have is -137. If you add Lakers money line, you get plus money, but I just literally couldn't. That's the only reason I didn't. Not because I didn't think it was good.
Plus 119 on FanDuel.
Plus 119 with Lakers money line.
With Lakers money line.
Yeah, that's nice.
That was LeBron 20 points.
25.
LeBron 25, AD 12 rebounds, and Lakers money line. Was there another leg in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's solid. You almost feel like for the Lakers to win, they have to. I'm with you. I think the Lakers win the game. But you feel like those other two things kind of have to happen. For the Lakers
I
to
think
win,
the defensive focus with McDaniels out is like, holy shit, let's just not let AD cook us, because they were like, okay, we're not gonna let LeBron cook us in their first game because they were so confident McDaniels. So now, who covers McDaniels?
Who covers LeBron?
Prince? I mean, who covers LeBron?
Yeah.
Prince?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I think LeBron cooks Prince. Or
They'll be
Anderson.
switching everything probably.
Anderson's
Might be
too slow,
Anderson.
yeah. They're gonna be switching, doubling. I think LeBron James could. If LeBron James wants to get 30 points, he can get 30 points in this game.
Yeah, I'm with you.
His line, and since I put this in this morning, his line was like 28.5, and now it's all the way up to 30. So like, this just tells you, like, I think a lot of people, basketball minds, are saying LeBron James is gonna have a good night.
I'm with you. I like that too. Is there anything on this game before we get the heck out of here?
I am probably gonna do crazy eights.
All right.
With Kyle Anderson and LeBron James. I already went a little further, which is obnoxious, but I went 10 rebounds, 8 assists for both of them, and it was plus.
Not crazy either.
First of all, do you think that Kyle Anderson rebounds after getting yelled at the last game? Now his buddy is suspended, and now he gets to watch him rebound. You know,
Yeah.
12 rebounds, and like, look at me, I'm rebounding. You're sitting on your ass at home because I don't think he's allowed in the facility for the suspension. So I think Kyle Anderson plays his heart out, basically laughs at Rudy sitting at home. I'm going to carry this team. One of those things.
I think it's hilarious. It's just that's so
what a saga. You could not write a better soap
That is
opera.
hilarious.
The best part was, in the second half, Kyle Anderson starts for Rudy Gobert. Like, starts for him. Like, he took his spot in the lineup for the second half.
How did he finish in that game? I don't remember the second half of that game.
I was just following the soap opera. I could not give a shit about that
idea.
game. But yeah, I think he gets 10 rebounds. I mean, he's kind of forced in the position to have to rebound now, right?
Yeah.
So 10 rebounds is plus 160. That's not bad at all. He's going to play a lot of minutes. You're going to see him being a primary ball handler a lot in this game. So 6 assists is what's 6 assists is minus 125. That's a standard line, 6 assists. That's solid. We're going to see a lot of him. You got to worry about a little bit about Anthony Edwards because he can be quite a ball hog and try to take over a game. But I think it's going to be LeBron and Kyle Anderson as far as value.
So you took crazy eights, and then you took 10 rebounds, 8s. So you took eight assists for eight rebounds, 8 assists for both of them, and then you did 10 rebounds, 8 assists for both of them. Well, what were the odds?
It is. I didn't go past 8 assists because you're getting a little obnoxious there. You know.
Yeah.
Assists is a lot harder for me, I think personally, than rebounds.
100%.
Plus 3,920, so almost plus 4,000.
That was for 10 and 8 for both.
10 rebounds, 8 assists. Yeah.
That's not crazy. I'm with you. I like that.
This is how I'm going to do it. I just set an alarm. If I'm not losing a crap ton of money on those playing games. So if my first round of bets do well, we'll get a little spicy and I'll post them in the Discord. If not, then we're just going to stick with our one parlay.
Not bad. Like that too. That, by the way, join the Discord at GoldBoys.com and you can shop all these lines at on the Pickett Sports app. Use code GoldBoys. Also download Boom Fantasy, especially not if illegal gambling state, to do basically gambling, just kind of in a DFS format.
Let's do one more parlay.
Let's do it, man.
We could do top point scorer for both games.
Ooh.
Let's agree on a top point scorer for each game because you're gonna get plus money, I think, for both of them. Yeah, the lowest odds is there's plus money for both, for whatever you pick. Heat, Hawks, at the top of our list, because we know it's going to be one of 4 guys. We have Jimmy, Trey, Tyler Hero, and Bam. I would lean. I mean, this one kind of sucks. Everybody's on Jimmy tonight. Everybody's, Jimmy Masterclass. He's going to go for 40-something points. But what if he triple doubles and has 22 points?
I actually think Bam has the most points. I just think this matchup's too good for Bam. Jimmy Butler is going to be the kind of guy who everyone thinks Jimmy Butler is going to hit. His point total is at 28. 28 and a half, or 27 and a half, excuse me. I just think that just feels so obvious, right? Or am I just tripping?
How many threes does Trae Young make if he's shooting 9 or 10 of them? That's the X factor to me.
That's true.
That's the X factor because if he's gonna take 9, maybe he hits 6 of them. Probably not.
If he knows he's on his way out, he might say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna shoot 15
times."
I was gonna lean Trey.
That's a good one. I like that.
Let's do it. Let's do Trae Young for this game. Plus
damn it! Don't listen to me. I really haven't been paying attention to NBA recently.
No. Trust me. I like Trae. Trae Young is plus money to score 25 points.
Yeah.
This could be his last Atlanta game ever. He's gonna just shoot.
Yeah, we're gonna just. You know what you do? You live and die. If you take Trae Young, you deserve to suffer, and I'm down to suffer. If he doesn't do well, it's our own fault. So we'll take that first leg in the first game. Now, the second game is our options are probably one of 4 guys again. Yeah. Bron plus 170, Anthony Edwards plus 230, Anthony Davis plus 300, Karl Anthony Towns plus 500.
Who's guarding Anthony Edwards? It's so to me it seems like Anthony Edwards is more clear cut. Should get should have the most points on his team, right? Yeah. And where you could see a world where LeBron and AD both have 25, and that's a really good game for him. But maybe neither one of them goes for 30, 35, 40 like Edwards can do. So I think I would probably lean Edwards, but the smart bet is probably LeBron, I guess.
I like Anthony. I hate that you have to split up between LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then you have D'Angelo Russell who can put up 20, 25 points and kind of.
Yeah.
When it comes to that kind of thing, you want to bet with the other team because Anthony Edwards is probably.
Anthony Edwards only had 11 points in their last match. I need to see that stat line.
It's just he's one of those guys that. He's another Trae Young, except he's I'm not gonna put him in that category, but
no.
As far as he could have 8 points on a game, you need him to get 30. You know what I mean? Like
he took 16 shots in that game, and then the following game he took 30 shots and scored 37 points.
That's him. That's Anthony Edwards for you. So, but for plus 230, he's another guy just like Trae Young, where I'm okay with taking that shot. Yeah. And if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. But he can take so many shots that he might have 20 at halftime. You know what I mean? So it's if we parlayed both of these guys together, we're getting.
You might as well throw Shea in there too for tomorrow.
Pardon?
SGA tomorrow. 100% is going to be SGA tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's 100% going to be SGA.
I was saying, might as well just throw that in because
I don't think they have that one. Oh, they do have Stat Leader available for tomorrow. But
what were the odds for the? Sorry, Jerry. What were the odds for those two? Sorry.
Plus 1121. So.
Plus 1100, basically 11 to 1. That's really not bad. You sprinkle a tenth of a unit on it. Whatever, $10 if you're.
You could win 10 times your money.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And I think those are both looks that we both like. And for the hell of it, what if you throw SGA in there? Probably jumps to
double the odds.
Yeah,
double the odds.
Plus 2138.
Yeah, let's do that one.
You want to do it? You want to add him in there?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Brandon Ingram or CJ McCollum are going to have more points than SGA unless SGA gets hurt or he does one of those
CJ's potentially an issue, but no, I don't think so.
All right. So
Jay's he's gonna shoot 20 free throws.
And we could have maybe a late game live. No, we can't. There's no way to hedge this.
No, we can't hedge it.
So maybe just split it. Because if we hit tonight and if we missed tomorrow because I said to throw SGA in there, I know how much shit I'm gonna get on the next show. So.
But having a 11 to 1 ticket is nice. But sitting there and watching this game, knowing you have a very reasonable chance at a 21 to 1, a chalk. You know what I mean? Just the thrill of that. Plus, we're not breaking the bank with this bet. Obviously, it's a little mini lotto.
Yeah, and you still could hedge. You still could hedge a little bit on. Throw a little bit on CJ and a little bit on BI. Yeah. You have a little bit.
I mean,
if
we get that far,
yeah, we're fine. We're in good shape.
Like if we get that far, I'm down to put like $5 on each of those guys.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Whatever it ends up being.
All right, so I'm locking this in.
All right, I'm gonna put a.
So that was the top point score of Trae Young, of Anthony Edwards, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for 21 to 1, basically 2100 something. I'm in. I'll throw a few bucks on that too. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Save your mustache.
I'm not doing it. My mustache is better than Brad's.
I don't have a mustache.
That's fair.
He has a goatee.
All right.
I did rock the porn stash for a little bit, and I think I was scaring the girls away. So I like.
Hey, I'm married.
Real quick. Yeah, now you're married. You can do whatever you want to do. You're locked in.
Go Yankees! Rizzo home run. Trae Young shoot a bunch of threes. And we're out. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. I think at 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock, maybe in the morning for the morning heater. Appreciate you. Thank you, Boom Fantasy. Thank you, Pickett Sports, GoldBoys.com. Let's win some money.
Yankees.
Go Rays.